Hello everybody and welcome to part 6 of our Dino adventure. Now in part 5 we met the mystery man, and one of your challenges was to draw the mystery man. I got a couple of pictures through from you, which was really lovely, and I also got lots of pictures of you making your sweet dino treats. So you had to go up making your biscuits or your crispies. Some people made biscuits, some people made crispies, some people made Rocky Road. We've made lots of different things that would help dinosaurs grow wings. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to read you part 6, and we are nearly at the end of our dino story. So I'm going to read you part 6 now and see how we get on today. Are you ready? Are you steady? Off we go. I could feel my heart thumping louder and louder in my chest. The smoke from the machine was getting stuck in my throat. My throat started to tickle. It was then that I noticed Dave. He was signalling me towards him. Dave still had his spellbook in his hand. I'm sure it was over here. I don't understand, said the man. The man with the large hat and super tight scaly trousers started to frantically move around the room. He began lifting things up and putting them down again. We could both see that he was getting more and more annoyed because he couldn't find his spellbook. My throat was becoming more and more tickly, and I began to cough slightly. Dave looked at me with sheer panic. He had his fingers over his lips, trying to tell me to be quiet. But I just couldn't. The smoke from the machine was getting worse and worse because I was lying down underneath it, and I just couldn't take it anymore. I coughed again. This time a little bit louder. The man stopped. He was looking around the room now to see where the noise had come from, and I just couldn't help it, and I coughed again. I knew it. There is somebody in here. I will find you, so you better come out before I figure out where you're hiding. I am the greatest dino scientist in the world. I am the DS. You cannot escape me. It was at that moment that I coughed again. I also laughed a little because the DS. That's the best name he could come up with. The DS. He was about to find me when... Oi, you! Dave shouted out from underneath his machine. Now Dave's machine was hidden in a corner, so you couldn't exactly see where he was unless you bent down to actually find him. I could only see him in the reflection of one of the machines because I was lying down too. What? Where are you? I'm over here, he teased the DS as his voice echoed around the room. I looked for Dave's reflection, but he wasn't there. Now, I didn't know then, but I know now, that Dave's voice was flying around the room like that because he had found a tunnel next to his machine, which was so echoey that it made his voice sound like it was coming from lots of different places around the room. I kept looking for Dave in the spot where he was before. Now, the DS had gone to the other side of the room to figure out where the voice was coming from, and I knew that this was my only chance to join Dave in his perfect hiding spot. So I waited until the DS was out of sight, and I ran. I ran as fast as I could from under my machine, but I caught the DS's eye. He had spotted me in the reflection of the machine. Dave stuck out his hand for me to hold on to, but it was too late. The DS caught up with me and pulled me back using my backpack. Dave kept hold of my hand, but my hands were too sticky. They kept slipping away. I need something else to hold on to, I shouted to Dave. I want my potion book back, yelled the DS. Don't let him have that page. We need to know the wing creation spell. That must be why he stole all the baby T-Rexes, I said. The DS let go of me and lunged for the potion book. He pulled and he pulled and he tried to take it away from Dave with a loud rip. The DS managed to get the potion book back from Dave. The DS flew backwards with the book and landed on the large red button that was in the middle of the lab. Sirens began and the machine started working in overtime. No, it's too early. The dino isn't ready to be released yet. I've got so much more to do, the DS screamed. The DS was too distracted by the sirens and the noise that I managed to slide underneath the machine with Dave. Under the machine there was a tunnel. We continued to crawl as fast as we could through the tunnel. We knew the DS was too big to fit under our machine, but we also knew that he lived here and he could easily catch up with us in no time. We came to an opening. It was a sort of cellar. There were 4 cages lined up, but the doors were open. The red button, it must have released what was ever in the cages. Dinosaurs. Cammy, give me some space. I'm trying to think. Stop hiding behind me. I can feel you breathing on my back. I'm not breathing on your back. I'm right next to you. See? We both looked at each other. Well, if you're not breathing on my back, then... We turned around. Ah! I closed my eyes. Dave closed his too. We both couldn't quite believe it. We were about to be eaten by a baby T-Rex. Any second now. 1, 2, 3... But nothing happened. So I slowly opened my eyes to find the baby T-Rex lying on his back with his tummy and legs in the air. Psst. Psst. Dave, I whispered. You can open your eyes. Look. What is he doing? He's going to eat us, isn't he? I can't open my eyes, Dave replied. I think he wants us to rub his belly. Dave slowly opened his eyes to find the baby T-Rex rolling around the floor with his belly up in the air. Nope. No, never. Nope. I don't think so. I am not doing that. Come on, Dave. Where's your sense of... Don't you dare say sense of adventure. We ended up here last time you said that to me, Dave shouted. But by the time Dave had finished blabbing on, I had already bent down and given the T-Rex a belly rub. It had quite a big belly. It's fine, I said. He's been fed. Look, his belly is massive. He won't want to hurt us now. We need to get him back, as this must be who Keith is looking for. You know, the man who wrote the mystery letter. Above each of the cages, there was an opening, which rose up high into the sky. You could just about make a blue sky at the top. Maybe we had gone so far down to begin with and crawled on even further. We didn't realise we were that far down into the cellar. It was such a long way back up again. And just how do you think we're going to do that? We can't go back down the way we came. I can't see any way out apart from if we magically grew wings and flew right back up and out of that magical hole in the roof, Dave suggested sarcastically. And that's exactly what we are going to do, I said. But we don't have the book, Dave said. When I was pulling on the book, he grabbed it off me. I only ended up with a little bit of scrap of paper left. Look. The scrap of paper was from the bottom of the recipe page. Most of the spell had gone. There were some parts missing. Now, dear reader, if you remember, at the bottom of the recipe there was a little chant or a little spell that you had to say to make the magic work, to make the dinosaurs grow their wings, so that when they ate the Crispies, the wings would grow. Yes, I shouted. This means we have the spell. All we have to do now is work out the missing parts. Now I'm sure it was a rhyming spell. Let's have a go, shall we? The spell read, now you have eaten this crispy cake. I hope you don't have a belly. A missing part. Soon you will learn how to take to the sky, but without wings, how will you? Another missing part. These 3 words will help them grow. This is all you need to. A third missing part. 1, 2, 3. Grow those wings and fly with 3. What rhymes with 3? The boys looked at the poem for a while and they thought to themselves, I'm sure we can work this out. I'm sure we know what rhyming words go with these words. I'm going to pause there. I'm going to pause right there because this is a part for you as the reader to have a go at. So I'm going to show you the note. Okay, the note is here. All right, there's the note. Now you will see that there are little lines there where it teared off. Okay, at the end of the video I will pop this up on the screen for you so you can complete task 1. Now task 1 is to work out what word might go in those spaces. Now you will be able to work that out by working out the rhyming words. So I'll just quickly read it for you again. Are you ready? Now you have eaten this crispy cake. I hope you don't have a belly. Soon you will learn to take to the sky, but without wings, how will you? These 3 words will help them grow. This is all you need to. 1, 2, 3, grow those wings and fly with. And that's your last one. So that's task 1. I need to read a little bit more before I give you task 2. You ready? Now there was a big box of Crispies in the corner. You know, the ones that they had to eat to fly. They each had the magic jellies on top, and some were cookies shaped like dinos. Those ones were called Wingosaurus biscuits. Now that we had worked out the spell, we could get out of here, but the dino was still really quite full. So we weren't very sure how we were going to convince the dino to eat more cookies and Crispies to help him fly. All the dino wanted to do was sleep and have his belly rubbed. And we didn't have time for that because we could hear the DS shouting and he was getting closer and closer. So it was time for a plan. We decided the only way to get the dino to eat the biscuits was to then persuade him to eat the biscuits and fly out of the hole in the ceiling. And this plan was to, and that's where the story stops today, because you need to work out what the plan was. How did Dave and Cammy convince the dino to eat, so the baby T-Rex, how did he convince the baby T-Rex, who was already pretty full, to eat the Crispies or the biscuits or whatever it was that you created? How did he convince them to do that? It's your choice. Now, you can explain to me how they convinced him to do it by writing the next bit of the story. So you can, just like I have, you can continue on my story and write the next little bit about how they got out of the hole in the ceiling, how they shot themselves up. Or you can do a storyboard, like a comic strip, so you can do different pictures and then you can have them have speech bubbles. That's up to you as well. If you're hitting the 1-star challenge today, then you can just draw me a picture and you can write a couple of sentences underneath to say how they got them to eat it and how they flew out of the hole. Or you can do like what we did the other day, where you get your Lego pieces, or you can act it out with your family. It's up to you. And a final way you could do it is you could record yourself, like I record myself telling the story. You could do the same thing. Okay? So we're going to stop there today. You have got 2 tasks to do. So your first task is to finish off that poem. So you're working out where the rhyming words are. So things that rhyme with cake, sky, grow, and 3. And task 2 is to tell me what happens next in the story. How do the boys persuade the baby T-Rex to eat the cookies to make him fly? How do they persuade him to do that? And that's it for today. And I think maybe 2 more parts to go until we finish off the story. So you'll get them next week because you've got double rainbow day. 2 rainbow days this week. Well done for all of your fantastic work so far, and I hope you're enjoying the story. And if you would like anything else added in or any other twists and turns into the story, then you've just got to let me know and I can pop them in for you. Okay, have a lovely day. See you later.